A woman who drowned her 5 children was found not guilty by reason of insanity on July 26, 2006.
Prosecutors argued Yates carefully planned her actions and knew they were wrong. Defense attorneys countered that Yates suffered from severe mental illness, including postpartum psychosis. They said she was a mother who thought she was saving her children from hell.
Andrea Yates had originally been found guilty of murder in 2002, but that conviction was overturned after a prosecution psychiatric expert gave false testimony about an episode of Law & Order. Dr. Park Dietz, the only mental health expert to testify that Yates knew right from wrong, had worked as a consultant on the show. He testified that shortly before Yates killed her children, Law & Order had aired an episode about a woman with postpartum depression who drowned her children in a bathtub and was found not guilty by reason of insanity. That testimony was potentially devastating to Yates's defense. In its closing argument, the prosecution suggested Yates, who watched Law & Order frequently, could have seen the episode and learned that insanity offered, quote, a way out. But after the trial, the show's producers confirmed that the episode never existed. Dietz later acknowledged he had made a mistake, and an appeals court eventually overturned Yates's conviction, finding there was a reasonable likelihood his false testimony had affected the jury. A second trial followed, and on July 26, 2006, the jury reached a very different verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant Andrea Pia Yates not guilty by reason of insanity.
Yates was committed to psychiatric care and remains institutionalized today. She has repeatedly declined opportunities to seek release. If you've never heard of this case, but it still seems familiar, this is probably because it directly inspired Dennis Lehane's 2003 novel Shutter Island, which Martin Scorsese turned into a major box office hit in 2010. And Law & Order eventually